All right, welcome back to eSIM Studios. Before we get started, check out this hoodie. Let me show you for a second. Android, 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 never iPhone. If you like that hoodie, go to eSIMstudios.store. I got this. I got a lot of other projects too that I threw up on shirts, hoodies, hats, sweatpants, all sorts of stuff for y'all. If you're interested, eSIMstudios.store. Now, what's going on with Nothing, right? So, Nothing used to be one of my favorite brands. With the last couple of pieces of information that we're getting out of Nothing, it's more disheartening and just bummer after bummer. And we're about to get into it, but when you're a smaller company like Nothing, when you're trying to make headway, and they made extraordinary headway going into the phone 3, right? Before the phone 3. And then going into the 3, it was nothing like I thought it was going to be. It was basically overpriced. One of the ugliest things you've ever put your eyes on. And it was just a bummer, right? But as I go back to saying, when you're a small company like that, getting bigger, growing and growing and growing, the phone 3 was supposed to be in just this fantastic release and a joyous moment for all Android users, but it wasn't. It just wasn't. Now, they're making another move. So you're going to hear an announcement tomorrow. They're coming out with a new device. However, something with this new device that is going to piss a lot of people off. So, and not only this device, but software updates to older devices as well, really going to rub people the wrong way. So, we got news that Nothing is going to roll out ads in their software, not only with the new phone 3A Lite that's supposed to come out tomorrow, but ads being pushed to your Nothing phone in future software updates. So like if you have a Nothing phone 3A, now let's say if you have a Nothing phone 2, let's just say that. Let's say you haven't upgraded and you love the 2, and you get, I believe they're going to start with Nothing OS 4.0. I think the beta is out right now, but when they push the stable build of Nothing OS 4.0, it's gonna have ads on the lock screen. What the hell are you doing? Yes, lock screen ads are coming to your Nothing phone. It looks like they're gonna implement pay to remove them. What? So they want you to pay them to remove the ads on the lock screen. So they're experimenting with it right now. On the beta version, it says added. Life Hacker wants to send you notifications. No. Added in Nothing OS 4.0 late this week. When turned on, the feature will show you one of the rotating selections of wallpapers, which all feature linked content via text at the bottom of the image. For instance, a wallpaper showing a strawberry sundae might look spiffy, but in practicality, it's essentially an ad for a page with a strawberry ice cream recipe. Don't take my word for it. If you're looking for a smoking gun, Reddit users have found permissions, agreements linking the feature to Chinese digital ad company Boyan. Huh? So users were not happy. They expressed their discontent on social media platforms like X, where some threatened to flash their own custom operating systems to the phones instead of using Nothing's operating system. Now, while others compared the move to similar features, quote unquote, from OnePlus and Motorola, they're largely not live in the United States. However, Nothing is going to move forward with lock screen advertisements on all devices worldwide, new and already released devices. So they're essentially going to push out an update, your next feature update to your Nothing phone, whether it's the Nothing Phone 1, Nothing Phone 2, 2A, Phone 3, Phone 3A, Phone 3A Pro. They're going to push this new lock screen ad feature to your device, and you're essentially going to have to pay to have it removed. This is absolutely insane, and I think if Nothing continues this pattern of fumbling launches, fumbling releases, and pushing stuff like this to your phone, I think they're largely underestimating and or underscoring our intelligence, our uniqueness, because That's one of the reasons why we like nothing phones. They're different, right? Look at this. Check this out. So underneath my hoodie, look what shirt I have on. Whoa, can't see it. Look, nothing. I'm a nothing fan, right? And it disappoints me. It disappoints me that Carl Pei and the Nothing team has chosen to take this route. Now, is it a money grab? Probably. All things are about money. But I don't understand this. And this is just another reason for somebody that's kind of on the border, that likes nothing, that maybe has had one or two nothing phones in the past, but they didn't really like the 3. And even if they didn't think it was ugly, right? It's almost damn near impossible to think it looks good. But let's just say, it doesn't look too bad. I'm still might want it at a right price, but it's just too expensive, right? So let's just say they're gonna hold out and see what you're gonna push out next. Even for somebody on the fence about buying a nothing phone, this is something that's just going to push them away, right? It's going to hinder sales. You're going to lose fans, and you're going to be clowned in the user groups in Reddit groups, right? On X, you're going to get clowned. Again, I see this time and time again. Somebody made fun of me in the comments for saying you should hire me. Now, it's kind of being sarcastic, kind of not, but like, I don't understand who's making these decisions in these companies, whether it's Samsung, whether it's Nothing, whether it's OnePlus. Like, who makes these bonehead decisions that are going to do nothing but rub people the wrong way and simply choose a competitor's product? Because that's what it comes down to, right? If we know that you're going to push lock screen ads to your devices, I'm not going to buy a nothing phone. It's just that simple. And I don't know, again, who's making these bonehead decisions, but it seems pretty clear cut to me that I will not be buying another nothing phone, because it looks like they are headed in this direction. Now, what are they going to release tomorrow? So tomorrow, nothing. They've been teasing this on X, right? So let me pull this up here. They've been teasing this on X, and let me show you. So they're bringing back the glyphs. Now, let me see here. We don't have a full... do we have... So here's all we got as far as what it's going to look like. We don't have a full device picture. They basically give us little snippets of what it's going to look like, kind of leading up to like the phone 3 and every other phone that they've launched. They'll send out little teasers. Now, this will have glyph lights. So it looks like they're going to keep the glyph lights on their budget phones. And I'm assuming with the phone 3 and with the phone 4, with their flagships, they're going to remove the glyph lights. But let me show you what this looks like. Let's see if I can get back to... Check this out. Let's see if we can get back to the flashing light here. Is there a GIF? Here we go. Check this out. So it's going to look like this. That's all that they gave us. Did y'all miss it? If you blinked, you probably did. It's this little, let's replay it again. Watch this little dot glyph. Now, what an embarrassment if they say, because they've been teasing, oh, this has glyphs. We're bringing back the glyphs. And then it's a little tiny dot, a little glyph dot. It's like, really? You're considering that a glyph light? I mean, technically it is, but you're giving me a dot? Really? No, we want the full glyphs like in the phone 2, right? Or in the phone 1, right? Or even we'll even take a phone 3A or 3A Pro type of glyph setup. But if this is all you're giving us, no, that's not going to fly. So, see that right there? That's it. So, let's get into the phone 3A. So, looks like they're going to launch it in the United States and the rest of the world. But if you're in the US, you should be able to buy it if you want it. Now, what is it going to be? So they already have the phone 3 and they already have the phone 3A Pro. This is probably going to be a watered down phone 3. So here's what after looking at all this, specs we're guessing it's going to have. look, it's going to be a budget phone. So it's going to have, we kind of know what Nothing does with their budget phones. But here's what I'm guessing. It's going to be it's going to have the similar and or same specs as the CMF Phone 2 Pro. Right? And if you forgot what that is, I think it's like a MediaTek Dimensity 7300. It's going to have 8 gigs of RAM. It's going to have a base, probably just 128 gigs of storage. Um, it'll have, decent. Look, this is going to be a budget phone, so you know what you're going to get, right? It's basically going to have the internals of the phone of the CMF Phone 2 Pro, and it's going to look like a Phone 3A, if that makes any sense. Not the Pro, but the Phone 3A, because we do have this teaser that back sort of looks like the 3A, right? With that little dot glyph. Now, again, we don't know if it's going to have the glyphs around the cameras. We just don't know. That's all they showed us is that little dot right there. But blinking LED. So this article on Vice, I didn't know they do tech news now, but whatever. So it's gonna. They're thinking it's going to start right around $300, probably $299. The base 3A starts at $379. And it's going to be launched tomorrow morning, which is what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Damn. It's going to be Wednesday morning, tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So first thing tomorrow morning, I'm sure you'll see news of them launching it, and we will cover it. I might not buy it, but we'll still cover it. Look, you may be interested. I'm interested in what it looks like and what they're offering, but I doubt I'll be interested in purchasing this, especially if they're going to be pushing lock screen ads to all of their phones. I think that's complete horseshit, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Look, I'm not running the company. They didn't hire me, and y'all know I give you my honest opinion. So I think this is complete just yeah, I don't know. I don't like the direction Nothing is headed in. They're overcharging for their phones, at least on the flagship. It's ugly as hell. So that went in the toilet. And now we get where they're pushing ads. Again, I'm not going to repeat and go over this all over again, but I just don't like where they are headed. And I think if they are not careful, if they don't get on the right track, Nothing is going to fizzle out, and or they might just stop selling phones and they might just do earbuds, right? But I don't like it, and I'm not going to buy a product until I like it, and I think you should too, right? And that's just the way it is. But I don't think this is going to go over well with consumers. And just keep an eye out. Oxygen OS 4.0 stable build is going to push ads on your lock screen. Now, it may not be the very first stable build, but they are planning on pushing lock screen ads out in Oxygen, not Oxygen OS, in Nothing OS 4.0, somewhere within an update when you have Oxygen OS. Jesus Christ, when you have Nothing OS 4.0, you're going to see the ads. So, bummer there. It is what it is. Nothing, get your shit together, or else you might find yourself in the toilet. Peace.